Things go bump in the night for the final time in Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. Hello everyone, I'm Ben Almeida and welcome to Entertainment Zone. I'm here today for my review of the final instalment in the Paranormal Activity saga, The Ghost Dimension, and it was in 3D. So, as fans of the franchise will know, Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse, has said that The Ghost Dimension, which is the 6th entry in the Paranormal Activity series, will be the final instalment for the foreseeable future. So, new fans are probably wanting to know, does it tie up the saga? And the answer is yes. We do get a lot of answers in this, although we are still left with some questions, both from this movie and maybe one or two from previous movies. You're also probably wanting to know how scary the film was. I still think Paranormal Activity 3, for me personally, is the scariest entry in the saga. However, there were some good scares in this. It was very action heavy and things got going a lot quicker. There was a lot of paranormal activity in the movie, and the last 10 minutes, maybe 15, I can't really remember, but the last, ending scenes, some pretty intense stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, it was really intense, very much in the same way I felt that the ending of Paranormal Activity 3 was. We see the activity, that's the main thing that's being promoted in the marketing of this film, both in the trailers and the TV spots. And this was my big worry going into the film is the fact we're going to see Toby the demon going to ruin the atmosphere, and to be honest, no, it doesn't. The lingering camera shots still help to make it effective in building up the tension, and the fact that Toby's form is gradually revealed over the course of the movie helps too. When we first see him, he's like, kind of think like the Venom symbiote from Spider-Man, or just like a mass of black oil or goo. That's how he starts off as, and as the film goes on, we do get to see Toby in his demonic form. I'm not going to give too much away here what he looks like, but when we do eventually see him, I think it's pretty terrifying. Even in the gooey form, it's still creepy stuff, and there are some real big jump scares in this. Some of the early entries in the franchise also had jump scares that were not jump scares, they were done for laughs. And there's maybe, I can only really think of one, there's maybe more, maybe one or two, but literally not many in this film. It's all about the serious scares. And I've got to say, there's some ingenuity in the way this film has been shot. And the other big thing, of course, that's being marketed about the movie is that it's in 3D. Was the 3D necessary? Honestly, no. I would probably say you could probably enjoy it just as much in 2D. The 3D was only really there in the scenes of the Paranormal Activity where Toby's visible. When it's done well, in all fairness, but it's not really necessary. And what's interesting as well is the words 3D are never mentioned in the film. It detects the motion and the things that are appearing in the room, but the camera used is like from the 80s. It's an old big camera that the main family find. So yeah, the 3D isn't a part of the story. Is it a marketing gimmick? Probably. It was used effectively, but it wasn't essential. My big gripe with the movie, as much as I enjoyed it, was that Katie Featherston does not appear in the movie as adult Katie. What's that about? She is the equivalent of Jigsaw from Saw, Michael Myers from Halloween. Paranormal Activity is Katie Featherston. And for her not to be in the movie, especially when it's being billed as the final instalment, that for me was disappointing. I can't lie about that. But yeah, the film centres around a new family who move into a very unique, special house. I won't give that away either. And they find all the videotapes in the Paranormal Activity 3 era and what happens afterwards. So we understand a lot about the girls' pasts now. Things like the fire are explained. Why it seems like they think their mum was alive, or different things. It's explained through videotapes they watch from that era as to what happened next from the ending of Paranormal Activity 3. The cult, the coven, are revealed to be called the Midwives. We get a lot more information on them and a lot more information on Toby as well. So a lot of the mythology is answered, but there are questions raised. Gregory Plotkin was the director of the movie, and for me, as I said, there were a lot of tense moments in there, and he's done well. He has done well. I'd say the movie is by far better than the abysmal Paranormal Activity 4. I enjoyed the marked ones, but I think it was better than that, 3 is my favourite, and I've always said maybe number 2 is after it, and then the first one, and then marked ones, and then 4. But I would say this one's as good as Paranormal Activity 2, which for me I enjoyed, but the third entry in the saga is still the best. Other questions are answered, e.g. What the Coven wanted with Hunter. We kind of know why now. What their ultimate goal is with regards to Toby. So we are getting answers, but at the same time, as I say, questions are raised from this. So the film centres around a new family who it turns out were kind of very important to the plot, which is interesting to think, because if you're looking back for clues of how it's all going to end, you couldn't really do that, because this new family are a big part of the ending of the saga. So in that respect, it's kind of like, oh, right, okay, this is kind of come from nowhere. But the thing is, the new family are extremely likeable. It stars Chris J. Murray as Ryan, Brit Shaw as Emily, Dan Gill as Mike, and Olivia Taylor-Dudley as Skylar. But the absolute star of the movie, honest to God, she's just fantastic, is Ivy George as Leela. Wow. I think the filmmakers realised that the creepy children from Paranormal Activity 3 worked, and Leela is the daughter in the new family, and she's only very, very, very young. And she's creepy, like Christie Paranormal Activity 3 level of creepy. And as I say, Gregory Plotkin, he's directed it really, really well. I think the writers that have come together have put together a good enough ending without spoiling it. Do I truly believe in my heart of heart this is the last we've seen of Paranormal Activity? No. There is certainly reason to believe that there are ways it could continue. Is the ending definitive? In a way, yes, but as I say, I feel like that door is still slightly ajar for future instalments. So all in all, I'd say it's a pretty solid film. It had some great scares, a lot of tense moments. For fans of the series, it answering a lot of questions, which is the main thing we want at this point, 6 films in. Is it the best film in the saga? No, but it's near the top. It's certainly not the worst. I was thoroughly impressed by it. As I say, it works as a fitting ending to the saga, but I truly believe one day we'll see more. My big gripe, as I say, was no Katie Featherston, but that aside, I think fans will enjoy it. Should you see it in 3D, the choice is yours. You will appreciate the 3D when it's the haunting scenes, but if you were only able to see it in 2D, you're not missing out. So I would recommend you all go and see Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. These movies have been a big part of this channel, talking about Paranormal Activity. The marketing wasn't really big on this movie, which is why I didn't really do a lot of marketing videos for the movie. But it's been very special sharing this saga with you all, and I hope it does continue one day. And I definitely want to know your thoughts on the movie. So I'm going to upload a separate spoiler discussion video. I think that's going to be the best way to do it, because we're getting on a bit now, and it gives us somewhere to talk fully about spoilers. So if you haven't seen Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, go and check it out, and then come back and let me know what you think. Don't forget, guys, you can stay up to date on all the latest film and TV news and reviews here by subscribing. You can also find me with updates on Twitter at BLMaden, that's BLMADEN. And we're on Tumblr at entertainmentzone.tumblr.com. And don't forget, the Entertainment Zone podcast is also available. Just search on iTunes. Okay, guys, so until next time, keep a lookout over your shoulder when things go bump in the night, and I'll speak to you soon.